Hi, and welcome to episode 9 of Junk Journal with me. Today I'm actually going to use the prompt for the Junk Journal January. That's a tough one. And I will link the prompts for that below. So today's prompt was brown bag or paper, which was easy enough to do because I use brown papers all the time. So I chose a page and I decided to go with some mushroom stickers that I had. No particular reason, just because, I don't know, I just kind of thought it would go with the brown theme. So I'm just going through a stash of like ephemera that I have, and so I chose some of the mushrooms I thought I might use, and I'm gonna work on that right hand spread. But at this point I actually think I'm going to be using both pages, which in the end you'll see I won't. So my next step was to cover the right hand page with various kinds of brown paper, and I kind of just make a collage. And the big mistake in quotes, the biggest challenge that I faced while making this spread was using that leafy bit in the middle, because that kind of threw my whole I can't say concept because I didn't have a concept for it, but it just kind of disturbed the whole visual aspect for me because it was so dominant that I really didn't know what to do with it once it was there. And since I'm trying to not overthink things, and I just started sticking things down without planning or thinking, and that's what happened. So I really struggle with that a little later. So I'm just collaging away, and looking for more bits and pieces that would work. So now the next thought was to place some of these mushrooms, and it didn't really work for me. It just wasn't working. And by the way, I don't even like mushrooms. I mean, I don't like eating them, but I do have fond memories with mushrooms because I always used to go and hunt for mushrooms with my dad in the forest. So I loved doing that, and so that's why I like them as pictures, but not to eat. So instead I go through my floral vellum stickers that are in my last AliExpress haul, and I chose some like butterflies and birds and some like green planty things, which I thought might work better. So first I thought I was gonna go maybe with these two butterflies and put some plants on the left side. But in the end, I didn't use the left side because I was struggling so much with the right side that I had my hands full with that, and I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna stick to this because it was just too much worrying about the left-hand side as well. So now I'm just eliminating some of the images and narrowing it down to these two. And I decide to get rid of all of those plants. So these two are what I'm going to end up with. Yeah. So wasn't sure yet how to position them or what to do with them. So I thought, okay, maybe some more transparent paper behind these berries, which I did like very much, but I did end up changing the spot for that. So then I knew I wanted to add the word happiness, but I wasn't sure where to place that yet either. So I started playing around some more, trying to add some more paper, because I just wasn't happy with this leafy thing in the middle. Just kind of totally destroyed the whole visual aspect of the page for me. And I also didn't know how to cover it up, because somehow everything I tried to put on top of it wasn't working for me either. So this was a huge challenge for me with this page, but I was determined to overcome it. So I knew I needed some more lighter elements, and I needed this happiness sticker to be more visible. So I decided to put it on this background. And I was thinking maybe I would put it over the dark middle part, but I didn't like the placement there either. So I ended up not doing that, but I did place it on that piece for starters. Yeah, so I thought I would rather put it somewhere on the bottom, but I still wasn't sure what to do with that darn middle piece. So again, I go through some of my options, and I come across this round one, and okay, so I covered up some of that, so that was okay. That was looking already a little bit better. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna add another one of those to cover up another little bit of it, and also to kind of highlight the butterfly better. So I liked that a lot, but I still wasn't really happy with the middle part. And so then I thought, okay, this berry thing, kind of like to have this spotlight round thing around the top, was also okay. So I committed to the butterfly, and I committed to sticking down the berries on that transparent paper, and I did like that as well, but I still did not like the brown piece underneath. So needless to say, this page took me quite a long time, just because I was so indecisive and not happy, despite the word happiness down there. So at this point I was, oh yeah, I didn't give up yet. I still wanted to keep collaging to somehow try to save this spread. Some futile attempts to change the cluttery look, and it was just not cohesive. The whole thing was just like someone just threw some pieces of ephemera down without thinking about it, and I don't like that look. I like it to have a rhyme and reason behind it, even though others maybe cannot tell when they look at it, but for me it does, and this just totally doesn't. So now I'm just stamping the date and putting it down on the bottom underneath the happiness, and I wanted to have like a small font to not take away from the happiness being more visible, but it didn't solve my problem of not knowing what to do. So I tried to lighten up this brown at the top at least, covering it with some vellum, or not vellum, transparent paper. Tried to cover up some more of that dark, not liking that at all. Kind of looked like I was trying to put a band-aid over it. I don't know. None of it was working for me. I was really beginning to be frustrated with this spread. I was even considering not uploading this video, because what a catastrophe. So then I decided to take out some more things, and I found these little brass like butterflies and dragonflies, so I thought let me add a little dragonfly to the bottom because 49 dragonflies. So I really liked how that looked next to the happiness because it symbolizes how happy my, say, brand is making me and what I'm doing with it, like all the videos I'm making and all the creative projects and the workshops and everything. I'm loving it so much, so that's why I love having that there. And so then I decided, ooh, there's washi, so I can add some scripty washi, so that kind of helped a little bit. So I just added that kind of all over, and it's more and more becoming like this patchwork page craziness somehow. And I think at that point I decided to call it a day, and I was ready to pack up. And then when I was packing everything up, I found this love cutout from Daphne's Diary magazine, and I was like, oh my god, this can totally save the page. So I actually did end up inking this up, which I was trying not to do a lot, but for this one it just had to be. So I decided to stick it down, and I don't know if I would say it saved the page, maybe it did a little bit, but it's still never gonna be one of my favorites. It was an interesting process to go through, and I'm accepting the page as it is, but yeah, I hope there will be better things from here on. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Have a great day. Bye.